Highest horsepower sports cars under $100,000. Power for your hard-earned pennies. Power is not the defining aspect of a sports car. The way a car drives has as much to do with its weight, suspension, tires, steering, and transmission as it does the power output of its engine. But there is absolutely something to be said for high horsepower antics in an affordable funmobile. For the purposes of this list, we're defining a sports car as a vehicle developed with a primary emphasis on driving dynamics and handling. That definition does not include performance versions of luxury sedans or 4,500-pound muscle cars developed for stat boasting, making loud noises, and looking great in your driveway. There's value and fun to be had in those vehicles, but they're not sports cars. With that said, here are the highest horsepower sports cars under $100,000 that you can buy. Toyota Supra -$50,945, 335 horsepower. Stop complaining about the new Toyota Supra. We won't deny that it shares lots of parts with the BMW Z4 or that it's powered by a BMW inline-6, but that is no bad thing. Toyota sourced the best inline-6 in the industry, and in the Supra it makes an alleged 335 horses. That number makes it the least powerful car on this list, but after a session on the dyno, we discovered it makes a good bit more than Toyota's figures suggest. Nissan 370Z Nismo -$46,685, 350 horsepower. The Nissan 370Z is an old car at this point. It's been sold in the US since 2009, and despite a refresh for the 2013 model year, Nissan's rear-drive sports car is in desperate need of a replacement. Until that, hopefully, happens, the king of the 370Z lineup is the Nismo, which adds unique styling and interior trim, a wheel and tire upgrade, and the highest horsepower version of Nissan's naturally aspirated VQ 3.7-liter V6, which makes 350 horsepower but is really showing its age. Porsche 911 Carrera -$98,750, 379 horsepower. No list of sports cars under $100,000 is complete without the Porsche 911, regardless of how powerful it is. That's not to say the new 992 Gen Carrera is some weakling. Its 3.0-liter twin-turbo flat-six churns out 379 horsepower and 331 pound-feet of torque, the most horsepower of any base 911 to date. All signs point to the base Carrera being a more affordable, slightly less powerful version of the 992 Carrera S we've driven and adored. That's a very good thing. Jaguar F-Type -$85,325, 380 horsepower. 2018 Jaguar F-Type Coupe Turbo 4 Side View in Motion 12,018 Jaguar F-Type Coupe Turbo 4 Side View in Motion 1 Filter. See all 12 photos. Jaguar's spiritual successor to the legendary E-Type has been around for a while now, but it's still just as stunning as it was when we first drove it in 2013. It's not a cheap car. Even the four-cylinder F-Type starts above $60,000. And things get especially pricey if you step up to the 550 HP supercharged V8-powered F-Type R. That said, Jag will still sell you an F-Type coupe with a 380 HP supercharged V6 for well under $100,000. Audi TT RS -$67,895, 400 horsepower. The hottest version of Audi's TT, like the rest of the lineup, is on its way out. But while it's still around, we want to celebrate this car and its unique power plant as much as possible. It's powered by a turbocharged 2.5-liter 5-cylinder engine. The TT RS is the only 5-cylinder car currently for sale other than the Audi 3 Rupees, and those 5 cylinders pump out a burly 400 horses. BMW M2 Competition -$59,895, 405 horsepower. The M2 is the closest car to the E30 M3, the 1980s classic that established the automaker's reputation as the builder of the ultimate driving machine, that BMW makes. With the introduction of the M2 Competition, BMW's smallest coupe now has a version of the S55 twin-turbo inline-6 straight out of the M3 and M4. It makes 405 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque in this application, up 40 horsepower and 63 pound-feet over the base M2.